So, Arlo has made a video about Mario Kart Tour's early details, and honestly, I can't say I'm surprised by the early details. The most important things that you need to know, the most important things you need to know by extension from me is that it's going to have more of a microtransaction model that Super Mario Run did not have. See, now Super Mario Run released in December of 2016, I believe, on Apple devices at first, and didn't come to Android until a couple months later. See, that game was actually free to try, but you have to pay $10 like any conventional video game to get the full package. It was like you were paying a video game that you would get on your console, but it was on your phone. Most people didn't take that lightly because they think $10 is a lot of money just to give up, and honestly, I don't see it. I think this comes from the fact that I grew up with consoles and PC to a much smaller extent. So when you buy a game, you have that game. See, I lived in an era where microtransactions and whatnot came right before, or maybe actually no, that's not true, because I do live in an era of microtransactions. It's just I don't play games that follow that philosophy. So if you were to talk to someone like Review Tech USA, he would prefer to buy his games one and done. And honestly, that's same for me, even though I'm much younger than him. So for Mario Kart Tour, the game is more simplified in terms of how you control. You hold the phone vertically and not horizontally. Now, I like the fact that you have to hold it vertically because honestly, I hate having to use the phone horizontally in order to use touch controls. I hate that. I like having a simple but intuitive way to play a game, especially if it's vertical. Super Mario Run does that fantastically, in my opinion. Honestly, I think Nintendo should find some sort of middle ground between people like me and people who like mobile games. What do I mean by this? So Nintendo can keep their microtransaction model to where people can pay $1 or $2 to get back in the game and whatnot. And by the way, apparently people have reported that it takes a while before you get that prompt message saying, "Oh, you have lost all your playtime. You want to play more? Pay $1." I think if Nintendo allowed people like me to pay $15 to $20 for the game, I'd be willing to do that, because I do not like having to pay $1 or $2 just to get back in the game. I just want to pay one and done and move on with my damn day, because in the grand scheme of things, you end up paying much less in the long run, even though you pay much more upfront in the beginning. It's like with a phone. It's like with a phone plan, or actually no, with phone plans it's the exact same money. At least with my phone plan. With my phone plan, you could pay up front and pay a much lower phone bill. So you pay for the phone, and then you get a much lower phone bill, or you just have a higher phone bill, but you're paying off the phone. So it's kind of like a debt in a sense. Anyways, I am interested to see how Mario Kart Tour pans out and how it's well received. And how well it's received by the general audiences. I'm personally am curious to try it. Arlo has said otherwise. He's a little worrisome, but I'm going to keep a bit of an open mind until the game comes out, and then I'll be able to try it. Anyways, see you later.